And I would like to invite Professor Anbarasi Madam, Assistant Professor and HOD, Department of Mathematics, to present the welcome address.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning to everyone.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
Honorable guests and my dear friends, I am extremely honored to such a great opportunity to speak before the honorable gathering about the 5-day International Entrepreneurship Development and Career Enrichment Program. I warm welcome respected Chairman and the CEO Dr. Rajkumar sir here for his motivation to conduct this program. And a warm welcome our positive-minded principal Dr. S.P. Monica Vasagi ma'am and IQAC coordinator Mrs. Lada ma'am, our vice principals Professor Ilanjoyin sir and Professor Raja sir, our placement officer Dr. Tirumulan sir and a technical supporter Professor Parthiban sir. Welcome sir. I extend a hearty welcome to today's chief guest Miss Dushna Pondi, founder Sports Career Bridge. We are very grateful to you ma'am for accepting our invitation and taking your presence here. Now I extend a warm welcome to all the participation from various institutions who has joined us today. It was great pleasure being with your participants. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. Now I would like to invite Mr. Anand Rai sir to have a introduction about our chief guest.
Yes, ma'am. Preeti, ma'am, you just carry on, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Thank you. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to present here today at the 5 days program of International Entrepreneurship and Career Development with a nice group of colleges. Well, this is on background noise is there. I want everybody to be, mute themselves. Fine. Good. This is Preeti Uslain, founder of the Magic Mind. I would like to brief a little bit about the Magic Mind. This is a platform where we train everyone and offer development programs for institutions, schools, colleges, corporates, and individual also on motivation, soft skills, project training, product training, communication, personality transformation, women empowerment, past life regression, POSH, that is prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, and many more others developmental activities. My mission is to provide education to everyone, every student, on their skills and improvement in any segment. And my mission is going on. So I welcome all the students of Chennai College on the platform of the Magic Mind, where they can learn the best skills on entrepreneurship, ideas, creativity, communication, and many more. So students, this is my request that don't wait to connect with me. Here I'm sending all the possible links, and personally and individually, I'm going to meet you soon in your college. So guys, it is the last day of this event for everyone, but very informative for those who has been a part of this session in the present or in the past. For the past many years, CIM, Club Inspiring Millions, has made many accomplishments, seminars, webinars, and events, and also has impacted thousands of lives for good or better. Club Inspiring Millions is associated with 25 plus countries, 30 plus colleges, and with 50 plus chief guests, and we have changed more than 20,000 plus students' lives successfully. It is a special day as we celebrate the success of our session today. And for today's event, we have invited a very special guest who was very kind enough to accept our invitation in spite of having a very busy schedule. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like all to give a warm round of applause to Mrs. Tushna Pandey, who has been an entrepreneur, blogger, and SEO consultant for many years, and also has experienced trainer that uplifts the students to study. Mrs. Tushna Pandey is a certified and awarded trainer, speaker, and coach. and a trainer by passion who holds a master's degree from London. She is an inspiration for many as the accomplishments she has made are not an easy task. So, ma'am, I feel honored that I was given this opportunity to speak about you and your accomplishments towards today's generation in front of our platform. So, on behalf of everyone, on behalf of Club Inspiring Millions, we feel proud to have you at our event, and I hope today many students will be able to seek a little guidance from your thought. So now I request ma'am to come and light the lamp and enlighten the audience with the precious word as we begin with the event based on the entrepreneur, innovation, investments, and leadership. We would be delighted to have everybody's suggestions and questions at the end of this session. So enjoy the session with a great smile on your face. Thank you very much. Ma'am, the floor and audience is all yours.
Thank you so much, Preeti. And that's a really warm welcome from you. And I appreciate each and every word that you have mentioned about me and to enlighten everyone who's here with me. So I not only thank Preeti, I thank all the team here of the institution of Anai Group, as well as everyone else to be a part here and take out your precious time and attend this webinar. So it really gives me a lot of pleasure to be here, as well as I'm chuffed to bits to address you all and share my knowledge and motivate you so that you can see your career in a better way and also achieve and succeed in whatever you do. Right. So before much ado, let's get started. Before I begin, maybe Preeti, I'll just expect everyone to be on mute so that there's no background noise from anyone and not bothering. So that's the only request I have. Otherwise, yeah, perfect. Right. So welcome everyone. Right. Before I begin, let's picturize this. Picture that you are in your 30s and you're working in a company and you've become stagnant in your career or a role because of your skills. And since you do not have the soft skills, but you definitely have hard skills, but that's pulling you down. And that's the reason because you've become stagnant in your career. Wouldn't that be frustrating for you? I'm sure it will be. Hi, this is Tushna Pandey. Preeti has been grateful to tell you so much about me. But I will just give you a little background about myself and just enlighten you with what I do. I'm sure Preeti has already mentioned a lot about me actually. I'm chuffed to bits to get this opportunity to be here and connect with you all. I'm a certified and an awarded trainer, coach, and a speaker for confidence building, upgrading your skills, public speaking, IELTS, women empowerment, and many much more. Let's try to understand about a little background about me. So a decade back from now, I was in my bachelor's doing computer applications. I had no clue where I'm heading and what I am doing because computer application or programming or computers was not my thing at all. I chose it because I was influenced, I was more inclined towards what people around me were suggesting or what the market was in terms of that period of time. So I have got the suggestion from many people that, technology is booming, there's career, there's blah, 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 and there's future in this. So without thinking anything much, I joined a computer application course, which was my bachelor's. I had no clue, as I've mentioned, of what I was doing or what my goal was few years down the line, right? And I did my bachelor's. I somehow completed. Yes, I was good at the grades. I did not have a bad grade though. I did all the years with good grades, with good reputation, with good performance, and then my bachelor's was done. After which, I had to plan on my further studies, which was my master's. But I had two options. Either I could go and work before I pursue my further education, which was my master's, or I could just end up doing a master's again or continue my studies. And then once all of my education is done, I could then look for a job. Our parents, or usually the people around us, they influence us to work once you are done with your studies. So the expectations in our country is that you finish your studies, you get a job in a corporate world, you get a job in a reputed company, rather like TCS, it could be Infosys, it could be anything as such which has a brand, it is a brand in the industry and people know about it. The reason why our parents or anyone around us want us to take this step is because they want us to be secured in terms of our future. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'll come back to this later. So I decided to pursue my master's after my bachelor's. So I went ahead with that. But I was again not sure what studies I should be doing because I was not interested in programming at all. I did realize that I have done a bit of programming and the computers in my bachelor's, but I'm not interested or I'm not inclined towards it so much that I should be taking ahead. I then decided to go abroad. I fidgeted around a little bit of some courses or masters, which would have some career, better career, I would say. And then I would not prepared or plan to get into entrepreneurship. I did not plan to do a business. After which I found out that business management has a good growth. And plus, since I've already done a little bit of technology, I have a little idea. I've got a little background about it in my bachelor's. I thought maybe it's a better opportunity that I can now opt for business and management. Again, I was not really sure if I would be doing business after this or if I would get into a corporate world and I would be working as a manager. I went abroad. I loved the way they taught because it's not much theoretical that we do. In fact, even the exams that is being conducted, they are not theoretical or the written exams. It's more like assignments or practicals that we do. I was again not really sure of where I would end up because I had no plannings with me. I had no plan. Even if I had a plan, I didn't see it being executed. So I had planned that probably I'll join a company, right, in the management role. So it could be just an executive role. That's absolutely okay with me to start with. I started applying for some jobs, which was in abroad as well as in India. But for some reason, I did not get the right opportunity. And that could be for any reason. I did not like the offer, or even the offers that I was getting was not really fulfilling for me, or I was not satisfied with what I got. That is when me and my friends, we thought that probably you're wasting a lot of time just looking for the right opportunity for us. Because it's been months that we are applying for jobs and we still don't have anything right now in our hands. We thought maybe we'll keep on applying for the job. Meanwhile, we will start to invest our time creating or making or bringing up a solution in the market for a problem that is existing, and especially in our country. If you just look around, we have n number of problems around us. And it could be in terms of anything. It could be in terms of technology. It could be in terms of services. It could be anything in terms of our day-to-day activities that we do. It's not an easygoing life that we have. We struggle every single day with something or the other. It's us, it's our parents, it's our friends, every single person. So we figured out a problem, and that was making payments or getting admission in schools and colleges. We found it to be a lengthy process because we've been through that flow or the process rather, right? So we found out a solution and we created an application and a web application, you can say, which was a payment gateway, which also had a form system. And we started going around to the colleges after we came back to India, obviously. We started to go around to colleges and schools and started to convince them and persuade them to use this application because it will make their life as well as the students' life much more easy and comfortable. And that's when my entrepreneur journey started. My parents were definitely against it. I mean, not really against it, I would say, but they were not happy with the fact that I'm not working in a multinational company or I'm not working with a brand. but I'm just indulging my efforts and my time and my energy in somewhere where I'm not earning anything. So when I started with my business, obviously you cannot be expecting to earn or get money out of it in the recent 2 years, 3 years, or it could also be 5 years. It depends on the services or the products that you basically have. Right? There were many challenges that we came across. And I was not sure how to convince my parents and how to handle things like that. So to self-fund myself, I started this training institute, which was on the side, and that was another startup of mine. And that is how the institute, Training and Placement Institute that I have, I'm the founder of Sprouts Career Bridge. So this particular institute was then found, and that is how it is still ongoing. It picked up really well. Again, when I started this, I did not have any intention to take it to a longer run because I was just doing that initially to self-fund myself. But that really picked up well. I did certain certifications. I was also invited as a speaker in few colleges in Pune and outside Pune also. I started getting some recognition out of it. And obviously, even from the other startup that I have, the payment gateway that I told you about, even from that particular startup, I did have some recognition. But from the training industry, since I was always passionate about training, to teach people, to share my knowledge. And that's how the training institute started. I've never given up on it since then. Even though I have worked as a consultant on the side with other companies, I have worked with other companies and I've also taken up some projects. It's 12 o'clock on the side. But I have not given up on the training because this is what I love to do. That's my passion, that drives me. Let me tell you why I'm telling you this. It's because I would want you to know that choosing a career path must not be on the basis of what the people around you are saying or the society is saying or anyone else. It could be anyone. This will be a detrimental effect on you if you do this. Do not try to get inclined towards what someone is saying you that, okay, you know what, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. Okay, I think that. So no, don't go with anyone's opinion. Who is responsible for your life? It's you who is responsible for your life. And if you see my path or if you see my career so far, it has been unplanned. And I'm not ashamed to say it has been unplanned. It's okay to be unplanned because you might end up somewhere for some people, it might take time to know where exactly you want to fall into, what you love, what you want to do. And it has been the same for me because I did not have the right guidance. It was my parents, yes, always, but I always had the mindset from them or the opinions from them, which the previous generation of ours has always been following. That means, as I've mentioned, study, work in an MNC company, get married, have kids, retire. But I've always been in that thinking or in that zone that I don't want to follow these steps. I want to fall out of the box. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. Hence, it brings me to drill down everything that I've said to it's okay to be unplanned. Number one. And number two, do not choose your career based on what other people around you are saying. Try to figure out what you want to do, where your interest lies. Right? I will also give you some questionnaire, or I will also tell you how you can do these things. Another situation for you to picturize. Imagine you're working in a well-known corporate, for example, TCS or Infosys or any such company. Imagine you lost a job. Maybe there could be another pandemic then, right? At that point of time, and you have a family to take care of. What would you do in that situation? How would you react? I'm not sure if every one of you follows Michelle Obama, but I have seen many of her videos and it's really motivational, and I think she speaks really good and right. So she mentioned one thing in one of her speech. She asked, who are you gonna be? The real you is not the positive accomplishments that you're doing. The real you is not cracking a job, cracking an interview and getting your dream job. The real you is not that you achieved something, you do the certification, you completed a certification. The real you is not that you are trying to, you have done something positive in your life. You married, oh my God. No, the real you is when you have problems and situations when you are low. The real you is when you lose your job. How will you react? What would you do then? Right? You have to prepare yourself for such situations. That's the real you. And I'm here to tell you how you can become the real person and how you can become a positive person in your life. Because when situations like this come to you, it's not someone else who will come and who will rescue you. It's you yourself who has to do it. And trust me, the age group where you are right now, or the situation, the situation, or I can say this particular age group or anything, I'm just defining you students here right now. I'm addressing you. The stage of life where you are currently, if you learn these skills, the skills I will mention henceforth, if you learn these skills, you will know how to fight the world. You will know how to succeed. You will happily, and that's important. People have money, but most of them, they are not happy. Why? Okay, that's a question you should answer. Right? Now, let me tell you, this particular 5 hobbies, if you include it in your day-to-day life, trust me, your life will change. It's important that you have 5 hobbies. 5 hobbies again in your life. I will mention all of the 5 hobbies to you. But it's important that you implement those in your day-to-day life. Initially, it will be a little difficult for you to include, but then gradually, as and when you are making it a habit in your schedule, it will become a very good change in your life. You will then start becoming more serious towards your life. You will change. You will see the change within you, right? Let me tell you all the 5 hobbies. Number 1, something that you're really good at, something related to your skill. It could be dancing, it could be singing, it could be drawing, it could be any artistic thing that you are doing or you're good at. Do not give up on that hobby. That is something that you're born with. You love doing that. You're passionate about it. Why not do it at least for 10 minutes, 15 minutes every single day? And when you do this, you will have a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of satisfaction in you. Right? So number 1 is have your skilled hobbies or the artistic hobbies with you. Number 2, a hobby which is good for your health, which is giving you health benefits, which could be exercise, and that could be yoga, that could be meditation. 15 minutes of this every day will change your life. And I don't have to tell you how it will change your life. You will see it by yourself when you start doing it. And when you do it for a few years down the line or maybe a few months, come back to me and tell me how you feel. I am easy to find. You can just ask Preeti where to find me or anywhere. You connect with me. Tell me how you feel. But what's important here is you include this in your lifestyle. Include it in your day-to-day activities that you do, right? You start doing it, right? Number 3, a hobby that will feed knowledge in you. When I say knowledge, You are gaining some knowledge out of something. So that can be books, that could be a course that you're doing, right? That could be somewhere, anything that you're learning, and you can learn from anywhere. Again, a little time if you invest in this particular hobby, you're learning something every single day. You learn at least one thing, you learn two things, but you are learning, you're growing. That will help you to grow, that will help you to succeed, right? It's okay to stick to a topic which interests you, that you want to learn. Okay, I don't want to learn anything about fitness, I just want to stick to technology. That's okay. But the important point here is you learn and make that your hobby every single day, right? Number 4, you include yourself in one of the activities, right, that is motivating you, that is pushing you, right? And motivation comes from discipline. You need to discipline yourself. Discipline starts from, right, waking up in the morning, you make your bed, you get out of your bed, then you brush your teeth, and you have a proper schedule. You have a plan to do what you will do today. And that's how you are gaining some confidence. And these areas, let me tell you this will not only bring changes in you, but you will become positive as and when you are doing these things. And it's important, right? And you don't know what is there in future. So you have to make sure that you're building yourself in such a way that you don't need anyone else to come and tell you something, right? So let's go through all the 4 again that we've done. Knowledge, number 2, that will keep you in shape. Number 3, which will evolve in your mindset. Number 4, we've done creativity. And the last one that I have for you is hobby that will make you money. I'm sure no one will say no for this, right? A hobby which will make you money is important. You're investing your time in a hobby. Why not utilize something which will bring you money? Money is equally as important as anything else. Use your skills, use your knowledge. You can be a freelancer, you can work on the side, you can write a book. Why not? If you're good at writing, you can write blogs. But as long as that's making you money, bringing you money, make it a hobby. So one of the hobbies is making you money, right? So can I hear from every one of you who are with me so far? Can you just say yes in the chat box, please? Are you enjoying this? Can I hear from you, everyone? Just a yes. Okay. Thank you, Anand. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Okay, let's move on. Let me tell you the next thing that you should be doing while you are including yourself in the hobbies that you have, but parallelly, you should also be developing certain skills. This is really important. And at least for the age group where you fall right now, if you do this right now, you will not face any problems in the future. I have seen students, or I haven't seen individuals, I train individuals who are at the age of 40, 45, and they are struggling with communication skills. They don't know how to talk. They are lacking in confidence. Why is that happening? Because you have later realized on what you should be doing and you are lacking in those skills. That should not be at that point of time. I mean, it's never too late for sure. But why not, when you have the opportunity, you use your time, you use your skills in the right place. You develop your skills, know yourself, self-assess yourself. So we will first try to see what are the skills that you should be having, or which is important in this century at least. Number 1, flexibility. And you also should have the adaptability skills. You should be able to easily adapt certain things. Number 2, global and cultural awareness. Be aware of what's going on. Technology literacy. If you don't know about technology, if you're not much towards inclined, I'm not asking you to do programming, you're not sitting and doing coding. No, that's not what I'm asking you to do. Make sure you at least have fair idea about the technology. Next is your communication skills, really important. If you don't know how to talk to people, if you don't know how to pick up a conversation with anyone, how do you think you will succeed? Are you going to be shy and subtle every phase in your life? No. You might become managers at some point of time. You might become owners of companies. You might be an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur, do you think you will just sit back and let your team talk and while you say nothing? How will you talk about your journey? What have you done so far? How will you inspire people? You can be the better inspiration and you are the future. So make sure you are learning how to do the communication skills, how to talk to people. And communication skills is not only about how you talk, it's also about your non-verbal skills, that is like your gestures, your hand movements, right? How I'm using my hands while I'm talking with you, right? Am I using too much? If I start talking to you like this, how would you feel? I'm sure you would feel awkward, you would laugh. So there is a right way of using your hands, your eye contacts, and learn also public speaking skills. Public speaking doesn't mean that you're standing on a stage and you're addressing thousands of people. That's not public speaking. Public speaking can also be you are sitting in a conference room and you're addressing maybe 5 people, 10 people. That is also public speaking. Next, social responsibility and ethics. You should know what your responsibilities are. You should know as a human what all responsibilities you carry. Next is initiative. You should take initiative. If you do not take initiative when you go into the corporate world, or even if you do entrepreneurship, many of the times you will step back because you are scared, or you have self-esteem, low self-esteem, and you don't want to take initiative. I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I should do this. That's also because of lack of confidence. If you feel you are lacking in your confidence, work on it right away so that you're not carrying it forth for rest of your life. You do not need a trainer maybe 10 years or 15 years down the line. Fix it right now if you know it. I will be telling you how you can self-assess yourself. Next, work on your civic literature and citizenship. As I've mentioned earlier also, social responsibilities, right? Know as a citizen what are the good things you should be doing. Do not just blindly follow someone, right? As a career, when I meant that choose your career based on what you want to do, I obviously mean that do not blindly follow anyone. Okay, my classmate is doing that, I will go do that. My friend is doing this, I will do this. Your friend has different capabilities and different skills. You don't carry the same probably. You might have better skills. So let's try to now understand how you can choose a career. When we ask questions to people that how did you choose your career, they probably don't know about it. They are like, okay, my friend asked me to choose this, my uncle asked me to do this, my this, my that. So it's more talking about the people around them and not themselves. So let's just first try to understand certain steps. So there are 5 steps. I would say there are 7 steps I'll give you on how you can choose your career. Number 1, perform a self-assessment, right? And when you're performing a self-assessment, it's about you asking certain questions to yourself. I'm not sure if you can do it by yourself. Go to your teachers, go to your trainer, go get a trainer, go to someone specialized in this field, get a coach, right? And if you're doing it by yourself, I'll tell you what all questions you should be asking. You can ask, what are your key values? What values do you have? You are independent, you help others, you are financially stable. Are these some of your values? Then write it down. Maybe I will just share a quick whiteboard and I will mention this for you. I hope you're able to see the whiteboard.
A little bigger, ma'am. It's like.
Sure, I'll make it a little bigger. Is it better now? Perfect. Okay. So the first one is, what are the key values that you hold? So please mention your key values, right? As I mentioned, you're financially stable, or you have a good independent life. You don't depend on your parents. You don't depend on anyone. You are independent, right? Or you have a more of a helping gesture. You like to help people. This will also help there. What are the soft skills that you possess? That is the second question I want you to answer. Very important. It's not important that you only hold a hard skill. When I mean hard skill, it can be your technical skills. If you only have technical skills, trust me, there is a research that says companies are more towards hiring people with soft skills over your hard skills, because hard skills are something that the company can spend upon, and they can spend their time and money to train you for the same. But they will not spend so much time on training you for the soft skills. They can hold some seminars, webinars at point of time, but not a detailed training. They will not have time for that. Let's move to the next one. And that's, what technical skills do you possess? Now, the third thing that you should answer is, what are the technical skills? You like photography, you like data analytics, you like to do research, market research, right? What are the things that you like? Next question that you should be asking yourself is, what natural aptitudes do you have? What are the natural abilities that you have, like writing or speaking? You know how to persuade people, you know how to sell. Project management, are you good at managing people? So all of your natural aptitudes will come here. The next question will be, what's your personality like? How would you describe your personality? Are you confident? Are you outgoing? Are you shy? Are you aggressive? You don't like when people put you down. You cannot take criticism. What is your personality type like? So you mentioned all of these here. And the last question I would say is, what are you interested in? These are certain areas, or these are certain questions. If you just sit down with yourself and ask yourself, spend some time with yourself, I'm sure you will get all of these questions. And based on this, you can then decide what you want to do. That's how you can choose a career. But this doesn't end here. This doesn't end here. I have more points to bring up to you. But I'm sure all these questions here are clear to you on what you should be doing. Everyone, I want to hear from all the students. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Please send a yes in the chat box if you are. Amazing. Anand, you all with the first one. Okay, perfect. Let's move ahead because I have a lot to cover and I am limited with time. So sorry about that. I'll just move ahead. Next, identify what you want to have. Next, take some time to identify your must-haves in a job. Everyone has a dream job. What do you mean by a dream job? Dream job means that you want this in a job. I don't want to go to the office. I want to sit home and work. I don't want to travel. I want to sit in the office and work. Some people might want to get to travel. They don't want to sit in the office. I don't want to sit in front of the computer and work. I want to travel. I want to go around the city. I want to go around the world. So you want to now identify your must-haves. So let's try to also look at the questions of your must-haves. I will just put down everything at once so that I'm not going back and forth now. I'm sure you're able to read this, but I'll just go through each and every one for you. It will be really helpful to return to the question answer activity, right? When you're trying to decide something or when you're trying to plan something. And this can range from salary, traveling, location, how you like to work, the environment of the company, anything. This is not limited to anything, but when you're answering these questions, this can have your questions related to salary. So first question here, do you need us to earn a certain salary? Do you have any salary expectations is the first question. Answer that for yourself. Do you require certain benefits like specific healthcare coverage or a certain amount of time off? Do you mean that, okay, I need insurance for me and my family, right? All of these do make sense. It's important that you know and you have jotted down as your must-haves. The third one, could you take a job that involves traveling? Do you like traveling, right? As I've mentioned before, I started this question. Do you need to work in a certain location? Do you have location specific requirement? I mean, I don't want to go 2 hours traveling down to some place. I wanted somewhere close to my house. Do you have requirements, something like that? Do you need to adhere to a specific job title or level? Are you looking at a specific, okay, I don't want to be executive right now. I want to be called, business management manager or head or lead. I don't want to be called an executive. Many people, they do have requirements like this. So in case you do, make sure you answer this question. Are there certain tasks you need to do or do you want to perform? What are the tasks that you want to perform? Are you good with creating documents? Are you good with creating presentations? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to go around selling the products or talking to people? So what tasks are you more towards? Is there a certain work environment that you cannot operate well in? Very important. There could be certain work environments where you will not be very positive. You might feel low. That is not motivating you. And work environment do matters because that is where you will be spending most of your time rather than spending it at home and with your family. Right? And I hope you have got things so far. Now I will be clearing this out for you. I will put the rest of the assessments for you. Next point that I would like to highlight is make a list of jobs to explore. So once you have done the self-assessment and you've also understood what are your must-haves in terms of your job, the next thing that you should be doing is make a list of the jobs to explore. After understanding a bit about yourself, this is the third task you do. Start looking for jobs that sounds interesting and that is also checking the box of these answers, right? So you are clicking and connecting of what you are desiring to do and what you want. You may end up finding an interesting career path if you do this. Additionally, remember that job titles don't always represent the job actually. So it can vary. While a title might not seem desirable, the job description might be a good fit for you. Just on the basis of the job description, do not just reject the job. Look at the description. What are they asking you to do? Because in the previous must-have questionnaire, you've not only tried to, answer that what job title you need, but you have answered more to it. So why not just answer that? Now, to start making your list of the jobs, here are some considerations. Number one, use the online platforms really well. Again, I will make notes for you here so that you are able to understand and you also see what I'm trying to speak to you for every topic or every point. Number one, use the online platforms well. There are n number of platforms. However, there are some traditional and modern ones. When I mean traditional, it means like Monster, right? There are these old platforms which we were using a decade back or something. But now we have all modified versions of reaching out to the HRs or the companies. So use something like LinkedIn. You can reach out to the HRs directly. You can email them. You can connect with them directly. And that's a very good approach. But you should also know what your subject line should be, what your messages should be. You cannot just say, you cannot just send a message to a HR saying, hi, right? So you should know what the conversation should be like, how the message should be drafted. Next, find interesting industries. choose your industries, whatever you find interesting. Basically make a list out of it, because not after reaching out to the company you cannot just say no, I'm not interested in this. Make sure your research is well done before you reach out to them. Identify the things that you enjoy to do, and that's really important. So once you will for sure be able to figure this out when you do your self-assessment. So when you look at the industries, see the description well, and then keep yourself in that environment and see if you will enjoy it. The next, list your goals and values, really important. I'm sure many of you might not be very clear, or you might not have a clear picture of what you will be doing down the line. Just like me, I was scattered. I was all over the place. I have done everything possible, right? So I started my first job. I think I started working in KFC, right? And look at me right now. I'm doing something very different from serving customers in a KFC. Okay, so that is where I started. And that has been a long journey, right from struggling as an entrepreneur, because even being an entrepreneur, I had to do so many things on the side. And not that I always had a very rich, lavish lifestyle when I'm leading a company. It's never that. It's always changing, and life brings you lemons at times, yes. And the last one, I would say, evaluate your strengths and talents. And this will only happen when you self-assess yourself properly. After this, I want you to research and narrow down your list. So since you have a list of companies now, you know a list of jobs that you would want to do, narrow it down. Narrow it down on the basis of salary, the job requirement, what are they expecting you to do, the growth opportunity, do a research on the growth opportunity. The outlook, another key pieces of information is how you selected the job stands in the labor market. This includes data like hiring trends, job growth, search for news stories about the industry or the job titles that you're interested in. That will give you a clear picture and clarity on what you want to do, and that will narrow down your list. So that means if you have listed 10 companies, 10 job roles, once you do the right research, that might come down to 5. Okay. What is the next step that you should be doing? Get training and update your resume. Make sure your resume is good enough. These days, it's not only the standard format of resume that we give, it's not only the paper resumes we do, it's more of the video interviews that we are doing. And that's highly, highly preferred. Because now the company has realized people are more than just a paper of this resume. It could be your communication skills that they want to see, how you talk, how you start the conversation, how you end it, how serious you are about the role. Understand the requirements that the company have. If you're really interested in that particular job, get yourself training. If they require you to be a good good at communication skill, or you should have a good leadership quality, get yourself trained for that. Why do you want to let go an opportunity just because you're lacking in those skills? So make sure you update yourself as well as update your resume. And it's also important that you update yourself, because these days you're all giving online interviews, and it's a video interview that you're really giving. Next step that you would want to take is find and apply the jobs now. Since you have drilled down all the jobs and the industries in your list, look for the opportunity. The best platforms could be, again, LinkedIn. Look for the jobs. There could be platforms like Monsters. There could be Internshala. Internshala is the best platform for students like you, where there are internships available, where you can also find fresher opportunities. Add filters, filter your choices, narrow it down again, and look for a right job type, your experience level, and then apply for them. And I'm sure when you do these steps, you will hear the right people contacting you, and it will also not be a waste of time. You will have a successful job, and you will not end up in a job. Remember the first question I asked you, right? That you have a job where you are good with your hard skills, but you're stagnant in your career because of your soft skills, maybe. So this would be the right time that you unleash your potentials. Be the best one out there when you're going for the interviews, right? The last thing I would mention is continue growing and learning. So all these steps will definitely get you a job, but getting a job, your process and your learning doesn't end there. Continue learning and growing without any changes. So the 5 hobbies that I mentioned, continue doing that. You are not doing these activities just to get a job, right? You're not doing this just to end up yourself in a multinational company, or you're not doing this just to become an entrepreneur. You're doing this so that you want to be successful, you want to stand out of the others. Here are some tips that you can do to always keep learning and growing. Make the most out of your first year, second year, third year, right? So when I mean first year, second year, third year, I'm not talking about your college. I'm talking about your job, because the initial days and the years is where you learn a lot. You establish, you become an established member of a team. It will be overwhelming in the first few days, first few years. And then at some point of time, it becomes stagnant because you don't learn, nothing else is coming up to you. That's because you're not growing. So make sure you do this. Keep track of your goals. Do not lose your focus on the goals. Make sure you are well derived and you are acting like a horse. You know your path, what you're supposed to do, right? Do not bark up in the wrong tree. When I say this phrase means that do not end up in the wrong place. Please do all of the steps that I've mentioned, and I'm sure if you do these, and if you need any help, experts help, you need your teachers, you need a trainer, go get some help, do some self-assessment with them. And lastly, I would say you should grow your soft skills. Focus on developing your soft skills. When I mean soft skills, it's not just your communication skills. It's your time management. It's your creativity. It's how you handle your team, your leadership qualities. And to drill down everything, the ball is in your court. How you utilize your time and how you utilize yourself and what you are looking at yourself to do. Are you trying to put yourself outside of the box? Are you trying to grow and not be just like everyone else, right? And this is where I begin. And to just sum up with, I wish you all the very best in whatever you do. And I'm just helping you guys here to getting you more drive towards whatever you want to do. It could be anything. You want to be a DJ? That's okay. You want to be a chef? That's absolutely fine. You want to be a manager? It's okay. As long as you're consistent in what you want to do, and you know your goals, you plan yourself, you do the self-assessment that I've mentioned, and then you carry yourself properly, you change your lifestyle, become more disciplined towards what you want to do, because discipline will drive you towards success. And this is where I finish. Now over to you. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And I have a few questions for you. Shall I?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Since you have done your studies overseas, so you got some ideas about pitch desk, and you got some ideas about raising money, crowdfunding. And my personal question is like, how do you raise funds for your company?
Okay. So one thing that I spent a lot of time with was raising money for my product, right? But make your product so strong that the company itself or the investors itself, they come to you and give you money. Because when you approach them, they are more, yeah, sorry, you want to say something?
Yeah. Where to approach investors and where to pitch, since it's about globalization. You know what I mean? Like I just want to know like more about this aspect, because everybody needs finance. Finance is the main aspect, and people have ideas and they are supposed to work, still they want finance. So we can just dive deeper in these aspects.
Sure. Okay. So there are a few options which is available in the market, right? There are incubation centers, there are VCs, and there are angels. So there is a platform which is called angel.co. I used it, and angel.co has all the angel investors registered in that particular platform. You can directly go out, reach out to them, send your pitch deck, right? When you're also creating your pitch deck, you have to make sure your finances are well written there. Obviously, you don't know how much and you know how much you need, but how you would spend exactly would not be a very appropriate figure out there. But approximately how much you need is what you have to mention in that particular pitch deck. I mean, if I knew that, I would have also brought that particular spreadsheet with me, but right now I don't have it handy. But a pitch deck, it comes along with a presentation, along with a Google Sheet, I would say, a spreadsheet, where you mention all of the expenses that you would be doing using their money. And the first things first come is why you are asking that money, why do you need it? How can you utilize it? And the best ways you could do it, now it depends. Some people just want to go ahead with angel investors. Angel investors, few people think that it's not of a trouble and they are not so demanding. They don't sit over the head. Some angel investors, right? Because they have money, they've worked in US, probably in Silicon Valley, or they've worked in UK, and they give money because they want to invest certain places. So angel.co is the best platform that you can go and reach out to such people. But when it comes to VCs, there are companies like Indian Ventures, and there are some more companies where they take some percentage from you and they'll give you all the end-to-end support. They will also give you a place to work, while they also will help you to create that pitch deck and everything all together. So in case you don't know how to create a pitch deck, these are the VCs, are the places where you can go out and reach out to, and they will help you in and out with everything. And even the incubation centers, they give you a place to work, they will help you with hiring, they will help you how to create pitch deck, the sheet, the Google sheet that I'm talking about telling them about the finances, how much finance you need, what's your valuation, and everything all together. So I guess I have answered the question for you.
Fine. Yes. And adding to this, like you told about angel investors, and since why I'm just asking this question, because you are the right person, so that's why I'm just asking you. Since we got a lot of shows outside India, a lot of investment shows, online business shows, and actually we as a team, we are planning an international venture with a company outside India that's from Dubai. Probably after 2 weeks, we'll be joining them and we'll be on board. Like we need to create an awareness. Like actually, we are running an incubation center in this college, in this Chennai group of college. We are running that, and people are there, ready to pitch their ideas and all kind of things. So we need to organize certain things. Like so, let's talk about Dragon's Den, Shark Tank, something like that. See, if someone is having idea, people are there to get that idea and make things done through finance. So that's why I'm just asking you this type of questions. This is very important, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's always, if you have seen the Shark Tank sort of places, then they drill you in and out, right? Of how you would do the marketing, how would you use the money? And if you have a product, how is it different from anything in the product in the market right now? How do you see this to be a benefit? What's the USP that you have? I mean, your product not necessarily could be a very unique product, but when you have a product, do you see a USP, and why would people prefer your service or a product over the thing that is already existing in the market, right? So there are many questions rather than, I would say, when it comes to presentation, it's more than the questions that you should be answering, and the right questions and the right answers should be there. Because if the investors out there, if they ask you how much money do you need and what you would utilizing it for, and you don't know, you are like, okay, I just need the money, but why? Right? And what's the USP? If you don't know the USP of your services, it could be anything. It could be even one USP that you have. But if that drives the investors, they will definitely make investment for you.
Sure. Thank you. And it's great, great to, get answers from you. It's really great. And is there any questions from the participants? I think Srini sir is online. Hi, sir.
Hi.
Hi, sir. You have any questions on board?
No. I just messaged about the Indian Angel Network and the Chennai Angel Network in the box. Anybody can use it. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Yeah. There are a lot of angel networks available now, even in Chennai itself. So those things I posted. In fact, we're going to give all this information in our website soon. So from there, people can contact the people. Nowadays, even there are a lot of crowdfunding platform like Katos and all available. So for small ideas, they can raise funds starting from even 10,000 to up to 5 lakh range. Once that is ratified, then they can go for the next second round and third round of investment. from other angel or other traditional venture capitalists. Even the blockchain space, as I told you earlier several times, there are wonderful opportunities available. We can raise funds across the globe. So in this regard, someone needs any help. I personally gathered immense knowledge. So huge database and everything is available straight away. So we can create our website and put it everything for the people to benefit.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you. And is there any questions from the participants? All right. If any questions, please drop in chat box so that it will be visible for everyone. And Preeti ma'am, are you on mic?
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you have any questions regarding topic?
No, I just want to I just want to tell the participant, if anybody has any query, do ask, because now it's their time and their turn to come out from their nervous zone. And it's their time, because they have a lot of questions. They must have, because she has told a lot of things in today's session. So everybody, as for me, everybody should have good questions. Because
yesterday, after the streaming in our YouTube channel, two of the investments and business angels have been watched that yesterday's session after posting in YouTube. They have some questions and they have called us personally and told us like, what is the next move? You people are doing really great jobs, and what is your next move? That's why I'm just I want you to tell about the video part content for the students so that they'll get engaged.
that resume video.
Yes, video resumes.
Okay, fine then. So first of all, thank you so much, ma'am, for delivering to us such a remarkable, outstanding presentation. I hope every student who were seeking a little guidance from your thoughts and experience, they got a light and direction. So, well, again, I'm saying if any participants has any query, so please do ask. And if they...
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I think we have got a question from Benazir
please, we can
Begum.
take the question.
Yeah, she asked that list of the jobs to explore very useful, ma'am. That is what she asked.
If you can please brief or describe it a little more, because I'm unable to understand what exactly you mean.
She's asking what are the list of the jobs to explore very useful, ma'am.
List of the jobs. Okay.
Yeah, this is a question from student Benazir Begum from MBA.
Yes, I'm just asking Benazir to just when you mean list of jobs, what do you mean? Are you talking about the list of jobs that is trending in the market, or what are the list of jobs that you should be doing? What is the exact question, Benazir?
Benazir, speak and specific with your question. So it is a common question you have posted. So what do you want to get specific? So that is what she is asking. Benazir?
She must be writing, let's see.
Yeah.
He's texting, I guess.
Okay, no problem.
Let's talk about your vision and mission, ma'am. Like, about your company, about your concern. Like, what is your vision? How you started this company? Like, you have list of things in your pipeline, and in your videos, I have seen that. That's really great. And I want to talk about your mission, like next year, something like that, over the period of next 3 years. I just want you to speak up.
So the mission and the vision for the company, in terms of the company aspect, is to provide the quality training, right? I'm not saying that there's no quality training in the industry or in the market right now, but it's important that you understand the students' goals and where they lack or what is the strength that they have. And I see that is missing in the training industry. You don't understand the students. It's just like you are selling a product, but you don't know if the customer needs it or not. Right? The customer will take it because you have influenced them to take it. So they might take it. But what about when you're trying to train them for something? You should understand them first before you provide them the right training, you guide them, or just bombard them with the training. It's not how it works. So the mission vision for the company is to provide quality training, and I also have trainers who are located all around the globe also for me, but they take up projects, or I rather give them the projects on as and when it comes in, and on the project to project basis basically. So I want to have all the quality trainers with me who are passionate about training rather, right? So all the trainers who are passionate about teaching, helping, unleashing the potentials of individuals, I want to create such a team for Sprouts. And similarly, the mission vision for the students' perspective is to provide quality training and to also drive them, help them right from looking for job, getting placed, and also getting the right training. And it's also not in terms of individual trainings, it's also in terms of the corporate training. So when I go for corporate trainings, it's mostly to do with how and what exactly they need, understanding their employees, understanding where they're lacking, what is their lacking in the system, or probably if any of the employees are not doing well in the company, why they are not doing well. So assessing them, evaluating them. So this is where I drill down, and that's why Sprouts is different, and that's the USP again, I would say, and because of which we are preferred, or rather even my training is mostly preferred or being a coach, because I try to understand and I drill down everything right before I start training or I start advising or giving a coaching or counseling. So that is something that I do. Yes. And in terms of my personal goals, my goal or my aim is to be a public speaker, and I want to go international. And some part of it is something that I've already done. I keep learning every single day. I have done certifications on many things right now. I've done on confidence building, I've done on soft skill, women empowerment, and also in terms of public speaking. So yes,
Shall I?
please. Yes, please.
Let's talk about women empowerment.
Yes.
I just want Preeti ma'am to join, to have this discussion, because she is into digital media and she is a kind of a digital influencer. She's doing a lot of activities. See, when we are going digitally, what are all the things we are supposed to do? Like if we have a program, like how we are supposed to take the next steps, like going big, as Srinivasan sir said, like about the websites, adding things in the websites, and like, okay, if we are going digital, what are all the problems like women's face? Women's.
Okay. So first of all, the gender bias definitely comes, right? So I'm not saying any specific industry, but in certain industries, there is a gender bias when it comes to, marketing or something like that. But when you see, people want mostly women to be the sales face. Why? Or even as a reception, right? Even if you're there in the reception, they want women to be there. Why? Because they think that they will close sale and they will more attract customers if there are women in there. But I just want to understand more in terms of the marketing that you're talking about, like what sort of marketing? Because when I talk about marketing is you show your products, your services all over the social media. You run ads, you're doing campaign, you're doing SEO, that is social engine marketing, right? So optimization. So you are playing around with Google so that your website is ranking. It's also the SMM, that's social media marketing. There are so many things when it comes to marketing, right? Also, it is the personal branding that you're doing. When you go and speak yourself and you make your videos and you're putting it all over the internet, it's about you doing branding of yourself. But when it comes to women, I would say the problems or the areas where they face issues is it starts with the family, right? Many people are not happy because of them working. Many people are not happy and they're not supportive. The family is not supportive. They have kids, and then because of they are pregnant or they are delivering, they leave the job for some time and they're unable to drive back. That's the reason being, they again don't have the confidence because family is saying, how would you go back to the job? Who handle the baby? You should be doing it as a mother, right? Many of the industries, or even I would say some good companies, they don't give the leverage as a mother to them. Recently, I would say a year or two back, couple of years back, companies have started addressing the problem of women when they are having periods. when they are in the menstruation cycle. So some companies have started giving them off on the first day of their periods. They have started to understand that it becomes difficult to women to come and handle so many things. So right now it's happening. Also, there are problems like, there's abuse or sexual harassment in the company. So these are certain areas which I think Preeti also addresses, right? She mentioned.
Yeah, of course. Yes, yes, truly. Because, and sometimes I guess I feel like that sometimes we, as being a woman, that we also have limited funding as well. Because, not all business people are fortunate enough to have an investor, or financier for their business. Maybe somebody have small business. Nobody can start with the large venture. So sometimes I feel that businesses are among the leading venture that lacks sometimes financial support. And as you say that there are some balancing responsibilities. Yes, a large number of women are not just entrepreneur or career. They don't handle their career because they have families, spouses, and other responsibilities. A lot of things are happening because they face a lot of challenge. Sometimes they also have a fear of failure because of the lack of support, because running a business is obviously either it's a small business or a large scale business. Every business is risky. Okay. And there's some risks are unforeseen. There may be some unforeseen circumstances also. So sometimes we do fail because there is a financial support also. Maybe your family supports you in a financial way, but there is a risk, always a risk.
Back in the
If
head.
you're getting into a in a relationship of a business, you have to fear a failure. And sometimes what happens is, according to me, that because I have faced it in my initial time, inadequate support system.
Right.
Right. First, obviously, who is going to start first? Then there should be a perfect support system. I guess that, because struggling or failing in a business could be the result of any lack of adequate support system and all.
Absolutely.
So these are the things that I faced. And yes, the most important point which you when you started your conversation talking about women entrepreneurship, the problem they face, that gender inequality. Because what do we need to know about the gender inequality? Like in what laws, in what culture, in what religion, in like politics are built upon a particular foundation, and women must work their way up to masculine world while facing like discrimination and all. So these are the basic things, and just getting a lot of stress out of all these things. So they also face, sometimes they also face limit. They think that they have limited knowledge.
Right.
Sometimes a lot of feelings they have, because there is a saying that a woman thinks first about the emotions, cares, and she's very she believes in all these things, small things. So sometimes lack of knowledge, lack of unfavorable business environment, they don't get time issues also. They have time issues also. They cannot give like all their time like a man can do, but woman cannot give all her time to the business only. Okay, because a man thinks that there is my backbone as a wife, as a sister, as a daughter, they think. But when it comes to a woman, she has nobody as a backbone sometimes. But gradually, but I think today's generation started understanding this concept also. They do support, but I can't say that 100%.
Yes. I'll just add in here some. I know, Anand, you've been raising your hand. Sorry, give me just a minute. I'll just add in here. The women empowerment coaching that I do, right? The first things first I tell all the women is, women empowerment is not about you competing with men.
Yeah.
Right? You are not competing with the other gender. You are not trying to shame the other gender. Right? You have to be independent. You become dependent. You have your own financial balances. You manage your own finances. You should not go and blame your husband for that. Your husband is becoming a pillar for you. He's trying to be a pillar for you. That's a different case where family doesn't support, in-laws don't support. That's a different thing altogether. I'm not trying to get in there. But my first things first, you don't compete with men. Women empowerment is not about that. You compete with yourself, and every single day you become better version of yourself. You have a kid, you want to go to back to work, you choose what you want to do. It's not about you going fighting with your mother-in-law. Nay,
Right.
I want to work. That's not what I'm trying to say. Do what you want to do, but there are solutions to it. There are ways to do it, right? You just cannot go and start fighting with everyone.
And exactly, because there are ways, and she wants to do it. That is why she get into all these things. She wanted to get married, she did it. She wanted to have a child, she did it. Nobody forced, you know. And that is why now she has that encouragement that she can get into a business also.
Yes.
So these are the things that, obviously, you know, there is a saying, this is a very funny thing, that practice makes a man perfect.
Absolutely.
And women are already perfect, so they don't need any practice. So this is a funny statement, but yeah, we are not here to compete with the men or with anybody.
Anybody.
We just, for everybody, even men, if a man is doing a business, he's doing his passionate thing, what is he is passionate about. Okay. And as same goes with us, that if we are doing something that we are passionate about it,
Correct.
nobody is forcing us to do. Like, obviously, if I don't have interest in anything, how can I get into that particular business? Obviously, something is my passion. That is why I'm here.
And in fact, sorry, Anand, I know you have so much to talk that you're just typing, and we are not just giving you chance. Ladies, you know, here the woman qualities are coming out.
I'll tell you one thing. See, I'll tell you one thing. What do you think about, men and women in a business, like co-founders and co-founders? Something like a team of people's, like men and women is working in a startup or in a company or an idea. What is your point? And after that, principal ma'am is ready for having some discussions with you. With this note, we can just carry on forward for the principal's ma'am's discussion. But I want you to, say, like, working with the men or working with the women as in a team or in a startup. How do you see that? How do you see that?
I tell you an incident, right? I was coaching one of the women, and this lady, she was falling lack in confidence and self-esteem because she was trying to raise fund, and every time she's approaching an investor, they are having a question that, you being a female, how will you lead the company? You have other responsibilities. How can we rely on you that you will make money? You should have a team of men, right? Sorry. It's not that being a team of ladies, being a team of men. It's every working equally, because see, being men, you have different characteristics that has to come in the company. We females we have different characteristics. For example, are you married, Anand, by the way?
Yes.
So you might know that we females, being your wife, they will act like CIDs all the time. They have the best instinct to figure out where the problem lies, right, and what's going on. So that's instinct of females, right? We can be creative, we can understand things, we can figure out things. Now, you being male, you have more of the skills, like, okay, you know how I should do this. You think before you're doing it, right? And you have a perspective, you have a different perspective. Now, when in a company, two perspectives come together, wouldn't that be a best thing that will happen? Right? I mean, just having one perspective, just male working in a one direction or female working in one direction. I would also ask female, why?
No, I'm just saying that, like, we need to work together as a team, like both founders and co-founders. See, I'll say my practical thing as an example. No, we are like, I'm personally into this industry for the past 12 years.
Yeah.
I don't have any co-founders as female. When
Right.
Preeti ma'am came, all of it took 100x growth, not 10x, 20x. It took 100x growth. You see the graph, just like this, not like that. See, I'm just seeing that literally things are happening.
Correct.
Yeah, that's why I'm just telling. I'm not,
No. I'm just answering. I'm not saying anything. I'm just giving an example. I'm also answering you, right? And I think that's the best thing that can happen. And obviously, every team should have different type of people. It should be cross culture, right? there should be equality, different genders, different, and in fact, I'm not only talking about male and female, right? There are other people also. Okay, so you give them a chance. Don't be gender biased or of their preferences. Don't do that. I mean, you don't know what skills they hold, and your company can go just somewhere, right? And I think Anand, what you mentioned about Preeti, that is one of the examples, right? So I think in a company, both should work together. And I have also faced that earlier, by the way. So in the first company in the payment gateway, I was the co-founder, and the person who was working with me, he was the founder. So it was a he and she here. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Men's brain versus women's brain. Connecting together, the things are happening. That is magic.
Absolutely. It becomes magic, right, Preeti?
Of course. It become wider, wider talent pool.
Absolutely. Yes.
We have principal ma'am
Sure.
online, and ma'am, are you online?
Yes, yes, Anandrash.
Yes,
And,
ma'am. Hi, ma'am.
yes, it's audible. It's audible. You have been talking about.
We are talking about women
sensation.
empowerment.
And look
Yes,
at
women
ma'am.
empowerment.
Here is an example sitting in front of us.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Ma'am handling more than 7,000 students and the staffs and entire school, entire college.
Yeah, man.
So
Yes.
see, this
You
is called
youngsters
power.
have been talking about women's empowerment. I'm just listening towards it. How far your experience, how far you have been enhancing over the issues. Yes, you proceed on, Preeti, ma'am. You proceed.
I'll keep giving your examples only. Because obviously you are the live one who are sitting in front of us. Why to talk about others? Like why I should get why should I take out the examples of other?
Yeah. Yes, yes. We as a woman, that is one thing I want to say here. That is, you have been talking about women empowerment. So compared to that is a past up to 15 to 16 years. So now we have been entirely, now that is on, the role is on our hand. We can say that either it may be in our house, that is as a homemaker, or in a work environment. Women are now in peak position. They are tackling the problem very well. They're handling the issues in their environment, either in work environment or in their household work, or with managing with their families. They are too good, it seems. So comparatively, compared to about last 15 to 16 years, the male gender is also, they have been coming with us. They have been compromising their own level. Now it's going well enough compared to about our past generation of our grandma or our mother, compared to them. And comparatively, that is, you have been discussing about some of the issues about women's, their flexibility, their freedom. One thing I want to point out here, don't mistake. So compared to our north side, here south side, somewhat they have been traditional, somewhat they have been packed over only with their homework. You people have been you have been well trended towards the current scenario. So still no, most of these people have been coming out only from the rural environment. So for example, my life, I started in metropolitan city. After marriage, that is now right now I have been living in a rural background, typically rural background. But somehow my hubby told me to go for work. If you're interested, you can go for work. That's the freedom I got, it seems. So even though they belong to a rural background, they give us freedom. They give me freedom. You can do your level best. After my marriage only, I did my PhD and higher studies. My profile is still out better. The same thing I used to advise my students. You need adjustable. If adjustable is there, in Tamil we used to say that Sakipattanmai. If it takes over, okay, you can survive wherever it may be. Okay, so one thing, as a female gender, you should be fire. If something happens to you in your work environment or in your home, you should oppose it. If you can't able to do over it, if you can't able to proceed on, oppose it. No, I can't able to do it. You just regret it. Okay, that's enough. So even though we get a lot of gender championship club, women's empowerment club, so on and so on, compared to me, that is more weightage nowadays. They are giving only for the women gender wise of regarding only female category. They are celebrating Women's Day. We have been celebrating World Women's Day, so and so on. But less weightage has been given to regarding male gender. Hope that they have been dominated for about back of 15 to 60 years back. Now they are somewhat they treat us equally. This is my experience. My marriage life has been about more than 19 years. This is just a small thing what I experienced. I have been sharing with you.
That's amazing.
Maybe right or wrong, it's up to you.
Yes, yes.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. There is
Okay.
She wouldn't have been this if her husband.
I used to counsel my students. Even though you go for work, you had to tackle your family. You had to go with them. Okay, just to 4 to 5 years, you just observe the environment, what is happening. Further on, you will come back and you will be given a recognition in your family or in your work environment. Either you go for work, you just be polite and understand what is happening around you. You just show your efficiency in your perfectness in your work. Surely you'll be recognized at a certain period of time. Okay, so that's the thing I used to say. Now, shall I talk about somehow about my institution?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Actually, yesterday's session,
Krishna.
yesterday's session, it has been seen from overseas persons. So we want a
Oh,
formal
okay, fine.
detail about our group of colleges and what potential we have. So it will be easy for everybody's understanding, and clients from overseas are asking that.
Okay, sure, I will come back. So prior to that, I want to say that Krishna Pandey and Preeti, you are doing well. And Krishna Pandey, you has given over a nice intro about the personality skill, how the students have to equip themselves, and how you started your career, now what you have been existing. So hope some of our MBA students have been here in this Zoom meet. It may be a good thing for them. So how they will be, how they should be in their future. And Preeti, so you have been coordinating over the past 5 days, that is the past 4 days program in well and enough. Great appreciation to the team who has been taking over. Wait a minute. And Mr. Anant Raj and Shri Sundar and the team of Club Inspiring Committee, you all going within a good hands up to you. And let me say a few words about our institution. So prior to that, let me say, our Anne College of Arts and Science, it started in the year of 2001. So already I got given over about in the past 3 days webinar. Let me give a detailed wide profile about our institution. So in the year of 2001, we had just having only a single building. At the time, we had only 157 students to 13 faculty. Right now, we are marching in our 21st of our 21st year, and we are having about more than of 19 UG undergraduate courses and 12 postgraduate courses and about 3 research department in biotechnology and biochemistry and in literature in Tamil. Okay, so in arts alone, we have about more than 3,500 students and faculties. Our ratio is regarding more than 167. Among them, about 40 faculties or belongs to they have completed their doctorate and they have completed their NET-SLET. That is a qualifying examination of UGC to become an assistant professor. And regard to that, we are taking our students apart from the academic. They have some social clubs of NCC. NCC we have got in this academic. Since we are the first institution to get over a special course of BA Defense. So this course, after studying this course, you can get over more job opportunities in public sectors. You can enroll, you can join as an army officer. So we had started this course in the year of 2019. In Bharadas University, we are the first institute to start over. Based on this course, we have got the NCC also. In self-financing Arts and Science College, we are the first institute to get over NCC. And we have about more than 20 clubs. NSS, we have 3 units, Leo, YRC, Rotract, then Women's Club, Gender Championship, Entrepreneurship Development Cell, then the startup by Mr. Anant Raj of ED Cell. This is a new startup. Then Consumer Club, So all the services, rather than of their curriculum studies, they should have put their contribution to the welfare of the society. So what services they have been contributing for the people who have been in this rural environment. So our Anne College of group of institution is located at Tamil Nadu. It is a rural background at Kumbakonam region. Okay, Kumbakonam at Kovilacheri. So at beginning of 2001, we started only with arts and science. Now in the year of 2021, we have about a group of institution, that is of Anne College of Arts and Science. We have been having over Anne Engineering College, Anne Polytechnic, Anne ITI, Anne Educational Institution, Anne Fatima, Health Inspector, Anne Health Inspector, Anne Paramedical Science, Anne A&M, Anne Nursing, Anne Siddha, Anne Naturopathy. More than 14 courses we have been running. And apart from this, our education is in a minority institution. It belongs to KKO Muhammad Ibrahim, that is KKO Muhammad Ibrahim Educational Trust. And we have over our institution of more than 25 around Tamil Nadu. That is in Tirchangodu, in Tirunelveli, Erode. So all these areas we are having our institution. And we have in this year, that is about a past 3 to 4 years, we have some of our institution like Dulasi Paramedical, Arivu Paramedical, Isha Paramedical and A&M, Mughal College, then Sudar College, and so on. So all this of regarding our arts and science, medical, engineering. Then we had started law colleges also, law colleges at Tirunelveli, especially for women. So the purpose of our institution is to educate the rural students in order to compete over the urban environment. So that's our main motto. We say the quality education for today and tomorrow. So whatever may be, and our one thing I want to say, our institution is the first institute to get our NAC B+ grade, and now we are moving to our second cycle of NAC accreditation, and we have two UGC 2F and 12B, and we have UGC funded courses also from HRDC, and we have been running our PMKVY and DKV projects, which has funded over, which has been funded over by the UGC, and we have been getting over a funded courses of regarding Bachelor of Vocational of Retail Management IT. It's in the process, and EDU GKVY IICP. These are the funded courses from the central government, and we had funded courses from Entrepreneurship Development Cell also from DST project. From that is we have been existing some projects also in that. It is this funded is specially to give our awareness for the school students. So that too we have been existed. And we have the main scheme, our best practices. Every department we used to have some best practices. That is the best practices which has to do over some societal services to the public. So one thing of our group, our institution best practices from the year of 2001, or sorry, from the year of 2008, we have been operating this ANR scheme, Anne New Revolution. This is a special and unique scheme which is taken over by our institution. This scheme is to educate the students who have been economically downtrodden. And what is the special scheme of this area is the students who can't able to pay the fee, the students can't able to continue their studies, their classmates, it's not a compulsory, they itself contribute ₹1 per day. It's a collection will be taken over for per month, and in turn it will be paid over in the office for their classmate studies. And it has been prolonging over till now. We have proper accounting statement. More number of students who can't able to pay the fee, they had studied under ANR scheme, and our KKO Muhammad Ibrahim Educational Trust, they also give over more concession for our students, since they are maybe the first graduate, and most of our students belong to agriculture background. So they may not aware over how to continue their studies. So what's their future? It's all their question mark. For that, we are doing. So I should not say as so onwards. You can realize if you see our Twitter page or our website, every activity we used to post on our Twitter. That is what day-to-day activity which we have been taking over for our students. And this ANR scheme, our students make their classmates to get over graduation. After their completion, when they become an alumni, when they get over a better employment, in turn, they help over the other students to get over the degree. So that's the thing. And we have an Untitled Chapter. This is a fine arts. They last 2 years back, they got over a national award. About that is about 10 states has been participated. In that, our institution of Untitled Chapter, they got over the second place. So this is our highlight of our Untitled Chapter. You can watch in our YouTube also regarding Untitled Chapter, their excellence. And one of the students have been recorded in Guinness record. Sherlyn, her name is Sherlyn, belongs to a literature department. And Mr. Sarandrash, now he's presently doing his MBA. He too have been giving his excellence in his traditional dance. And in sports, in Bharathidasan University, our students have been got over good records in badminton, in kabaddi, and then that's all in volleyball. So that's the thing. Yes, that's the thing. And we have been marching our Anne groups towards our excellence. And we are in a second cycle. We plan to get over A+ grade. So for that, we have been all working over. So in behalf of that, in between, that is, I want to say a word. That is, National Accreditation Board, they expect over with the international tie-up. So we have been getting our MOU and so and on. So this MOU has to exist over in a live project. So if you are going for an international tie-up, so what benefits which the students as will benefit, either a faculty or students, whether they get over a training or whether the students get over employment opportunity with their guidelines, whether the students get over whether they have started a business. So what exchange practices with this MOU you have been existing? They need over, that is the existence of project. Just of having a paper of MOU is not a matter at all. After this MOU, what's your existing project? This is the accreditation body they have been expecting. We have, very well, you just check it also. It's purely a village background, our institution, and most of them, they have been coming out, they are the first graduate and economically downtrodden. We are doing over our utmost services for our students' welfare. We are doing at least tier 3 companies have been coming to our institution for their placement. Okay, we have been taking over them for a personality skill also. So what in your side, what mode of help we can service to our students for their educational or regarding over entrepreneurship, whatever may be, we need your support. It has to be taken over in a prompt way for their upliftment. So that's the support we have been existing from your side. From this entrepreneurship cell, we need over your support to promote our students and our faculty. Most of faculty or doctorate, they have been good in their research work also. They give over a proper guidelines to our students. You just pinpoint us in which area you have to concentrate. We will train our students with your support, right? So hope that let me end up the session. Is there anything, Chorus, you have been having over?
Thank you, ma'am. I think our guest today has that much of potential for carrying forward. We want our guests to be the part of this entire journey. Not only today, we have a lot of programs with our guests today. We got a lot of proposals. We'll discuss and we'll get back to you regarding the MOUs and what type of services from Krishna ma'am will be given. Everything will be given to you step by step, and really thankful for that. And
just one thing. I would like to tell principal here,
yes, ma'am,
that it's a pleasure that I'm connecting with you, at least virtually right now. But in future, I would definitely like to meet your students and address them face to face, and also meet you, because honestly, when we started, or when you started discussing about your journey, I'm sure it wouldn't have been possible if your husband did not push you here, right? We were talking about women entrepreneurship. But then we realized that the man in your life, he's been the biggest support here, right? So he pushed you out
Yeah.
what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I think a big applause for all the men in our life, right? First of all.
Sure.
Secondly, of what you have achieved and the work that you do, right? And of what I heard from you, what you're doing, the students that who are learning under you, everything, the journey so far. I think I'm really impressed, and I'm also in the same time, I am also overwhelmed to be a part of this. So I missed the opportunity due to the situation that I couldn't meet you, but definitely probably in the future, I would definitely like to meet you and address all your students. So thank you so much for bringing me here.
Thank you, ma'am. You're always welcome. Hope that while you are visiting, when you visit your college, our students will be surely impressed on your motivational lecture. We are expecting. Let the COVID, by God's grace, it comes to an end, and we all come together to meet over to organize a session. Right, ma'am? Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hi, ma'am. So,
You're on mute.
Am I audible?
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I have a request from my side. Preeti ma'am, you just send the link of the video here for students' video making process. I request principal ma'am to formally rotate a circular for the entire students.
So kindly, can you do it, because I'm using this Zoom through my phone, so I cannot, I have to leave the meeting and then we have.
All right, then I'll send it to ma'am. Principal
Okay,
ma'am,
and Anand, I just want that obviously we need to meet the student face to face, and what I want is we have to create a student entrepreneur hub for the students. Okay, and we should use proper methodology, and we should have a setup. We have to set up a campus meeting also with the students, where we will be organizing setups, hackathons, right? We have to monitor students' commitment, what they exactly want. We need to understand the need of the every student. So what I want is I want to meet the student face to face as soon as we can, or we can meet the principal ma'am, right? Because we have to provide proper student mentorship and advisor. Like, this is a 5-day session, and we cannot cover each and everything, which, a lot of guests have come, a lot of things we have spoken, and many things happened. But I want to provide a proper student mentorship and advising, so that we can be a partner with external organization, right? This is very important, and that is how we will be able to incorporate study abroad for the students. Because I don't believe that, I think everybody will agree that with the session of 1 or 2 hours, nobody is going to get all the information from our side. But when we are sitting face to face on the table, we will incorporate all these things which I have just discussed. What is your belief?
Yes,
I guess.
Yes, madam. You well said that. We are also expecting that.
Yes, we will do
You
that.
have to understand the
These are-
students one by one.
these
That
are
is,
not
that
the
you
words, sir.
rightly said that.
Exactly.
You
These are
want to
not
meet,
the words, sir. This is a commitment. This is a commitment. And I just, because, every day, I personally believe that you can see, I can't show you the goosebumps, because whatever principal ma'am says, whatever she says, but at the end, she has only one question, that I want my student to grow. I'm worried about my students. And that is a very, 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 very heart touching things. And I don't want to, I don't want to say in words that we will do this, we will do that. We want to sit, let's sit together and just do it.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, madam. That is what we are
Yes,
expecting.
we are. I mean it. And this is going to be happen soon.
You have spoken our expectations. Thank you, madam.
This is why we are here, sir. That is why we are connecting. And if in 5 days we cannot get to know each other so deeply, so there is no use of of this seminar and all.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Excuse me,
Most welcome, sir.
excuse me. I think our guests have some questions, I guess. Raising a hand. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. I agree with Preeti, because students at this age, they come to the bush because they are not sure what they're supposed to do. They need right guidance and mentors at this point of time, right? I have seen students, or I mean, we were at that point of time also, right? Most of us, we were not sure what we will be doing 10 years down the line. They don't
Yeah,
know what job to take, which job to take, what is the role. They just start because of the peer pressures, family pressures. No, join a job right now. You should start earning. Get an internship. But they don't know what they want to do. I'm not talking about
exactly.
students like this, but most of the students, I would say. But some students, they build up that way that they know what they're supposed to do, right? Some students are very focused right from the beginning. They will know that, okay, I want to be a doctor. That's it. I don't want to be anything else. But most of the students, they are not drive like that. They are driven by family, peers, and their expectations, not what they want to do. So I absolutely agree with Preeti. So Preeti, that'll be a really absolutely a helpful gesture if you can make towards the student by doing such activities and addressing them and addressing their weak points and the good points for them. And
Exactly. Because nobody, being a trainer, being a coach, we never want student to follow the crowd, to have the parental pressure, to have the society pressure, to have the pressure of others, like what people are, the student is doing this, so you have to go with this flow only. I don't want student to follow the crowd. I want them to follow the passion, because if you have passion, if you have that right direction, if you have that right guidance, you can get the money out of the soil. If you are able to sell a soil, even you can get the money, you can get anything. So but what thing is lacking? That is guidance, proper guidance. So that is what here, I just don't want to talk about it. I just want to prove my words. I believe in action. I never believe in words, because we have to present ourselves very well, so we speak a lot of words. But no, here I just want to prove my words through my actions. So definitely, as soon as possible, I want to do this thing, because we have enough resources to do this. So why to delay? It's
Yes,
a
sir.
matter of it's a question of students' career and future.
Srisundar sir, are you online?
Sir,
Yes. Sir, I have a request, sir. Actually, Preeti, after this session, Preeti ma'am will be sending some, data informations, like how to make the videos and all kind of things. I want you to, circulate that for the entire students. That will be easy for their understanding. Then we'll get back, in that particular format. We have the separate format for that. And probably by next week, we'll be planning to visit your college regarding the further discussions. I think Preeti ma'am will fly down here to Chennai, and from Chennai, she will be traveling to this particular college from Kumbakonam, and we'll plan accordingly, sir. Please coordinate with the students. Please make sure that the maximum students.
But Anand, before that, we need to have an appointment from the college, so that after getting the appointment, we will be meeting everybody, because everybody has a busy schedule, that we need to understand the time also.
Fine, sure.
We need to have an appointment first.
Yes. And we'll formally go with a word of thanks. Sri sir.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, 1.5% here. It gives me immense pleasure to invite Professor R. Lata, Coordinator IQAC, to present the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Srisundar. It's audible. Yeah.
Yes.
Good afternoon to one and all. I feel it's an enthusiastic and optimistic afternoon. It's my privilege to deliver my vote of thanks on this 5 days International Entrepreneurship Development and Career Enrichment. On behalf of Chennai College of Arts and Science, what ma'am? Yeah, thank you, ma'am. On behalf of Chennai College of Arts and Science, I express my special thanks to today's resource person, Ms. Tushna Pandey, who is the founder of Sproutus Career Bridge. Ma'am, we are really enlightened with your informative speech and how we students to be talented to become an entrepreneur and how to develop the career for better enrichment. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts like soft skills and what the students have to possess their values and aptitude skills and how to enhance the personalities skills. And I note a special thanks to spoke about women's empowerment. I would like to thank Mr. Anand Raj, founder of Study Channel Educational Trust, Club Inspiring Millions, and Mr. Joseph Athanal, co-founder of Study Channel Educational Trust, Club Inspiring Millions, and Ms. Preeti Ulain, founder of Magic Minds and co-founder of Club Inspiring Millions from Delhi. I thank you everyone for jointly organizing this useful and very informative program for our students community. And then I thank to our CEO, Dr. R. Rajkumar sir, for providing this opportunity for organizing the 5 days program. I would like to thank our principal ma'am, Dr. S.P. Monica Wasagi, for her unfailing support, and a special thanks to our vice principal, Professor S. Elangelian and Professor K. Raja, for providing their motivational support and coordination. I wish to express my gratitude to Professor Sri Sundar, coordinator of ED and Dr. Thirumulan and Professor S. Parthiban for organizing and technical support this session. As no program can become successful with a single person. So I extend my thanks to our previous day's dignitaries and participants for their active contributions to make these programs in a well-planned manner. Last but not least, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. With this warm words and a kind message, I move to the end of this session. Thank you, one and all. Have a nice day. Thank you, everyone. And a special thanks to Mr. Anand Raj sir and Tushna Pandey ma'am and Preeti Ule. Thank you very much, ma'am, for organizing such a wonderful session for our students community, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you. And thank you. I'm here to say a few more names. Sri Ramalu and Mr. Srinivasan. They are the co-founder of this club, Inspiring Millions. And I'm honored to have this kind of expertise in the team. So we are a mixture of unit, and we are really going big. And I'm really thankful for Sri Ramalu and Srinivasan sir on behalf of Club Inspiring Millions. They are the co-founders of this entity. And I also thank Dr. Tirumulan, Professor Sri Sundar sir, for these things happening. And thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And madam.
Thanks all.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. All right. We have anything to discuss?
Send the link of the video in the chat box.
Yes.
That link?
Or you can send it to the college